If you want to watch a movie that helps you remember how fantastic we have it with all our modern conveniences, the new Ron Howard movie Eden is the movie to get your eyeballs on. Now, is there any other reason at all to watch this movie? Find out on this episode of Movies Merica Live.
In a world where the number of movies available is great, but many are so bad, you'll learn a new definition of hate. One man sifts and reviews through the movie sludge. One man will be the movie cop, jury, and judge. He goes by many names, but you know him by Movies Merica.
Hey there, everybody. Hey, welcome to this latest episode of Movies Merica Live. As always, I'm your humble host, Van Ebert, or at least I try to pretend to be humble there. No. Anyway, I'm humble. There we go. Yeah, I'm so humble. I'm the humblest person there is. There's never been anyone that's been more humble than me. I excel at being humble, all right? There you go. But with that, yes, this, of course, is a Eden version of Movies Merica Live on this Sunday. And since we're technically still in the weekend here, hopefully you guys are all still relaxing, chilling, imbibing like I am right here, apparently, with this beer that I'll be going over here in more detail a little later on in the brew review time. That is a part of every single Movies Merica episode there, okay? And real quick, let me remind you that, you don't have to just sit here and watch me yap about this movie, all right? This show isn't just about me. This is about you as well. And this is a fully operational, fully armed and operational and interactive podcast or show, space station there as I lazily and clumsily try to make a Star Wars reference for this show here. All that to say is, yes, it's interactive in the form of the live chat, okay? That means you guys can get in a live chat on Rumble or YouTube and live chat with me about Eden or any other movie that you want, or hell, you chat whatever you want in a live chat. That's all good. And hey, if you're feeling kind of lazy, you're preoccupied, and all I can do is in a live chat give me a thumbs up or hi. Hey, that's totally cool. But then hey, if you can afford to get in there and mix it up and bring up something and discuss this movie or something else like that, hey, the live chat's open for you right there, everybody. Okay, there you go. And I just want to say hi to all my movie maniacs, and of course, my fellow freedom-fueled film fanatics out there. Come on in, come hither. Come into the Movies Merica Live show here, all about the new Ron Howard movie here that is called Eden. There we go. I had to remind myself, what's the name of this movie? It's Eden. That's what it is, okay? And so Eden, let's get right into it here. So Eden has Jude Law, and he plays like this German doctor named Dr. Ritter. And then we have Ana De Armas, and her character is known as the Baroness. Vanessa Kirby, who just played Mrs. Fantastic. There are Sue Storm on the latest Fantastic Four movie. Vanessa Kirby, she plays Dr. Ritter, or Jude Law's companion on this island there. We also have Good Genes Sydney Sweeney in this movie as well. She plays Margaret. She's like this kind of like naive, very kind of gentle German woman. And then we have Daniel Bruhl as Heinz, and he plays Sydney Sweeney's husband in this. And Daniel Bruhl, you guys might know him. He was the German soldier that kept annoying the blonde theater owner from Inglourious Basterds. Remember, in Inglourious Basterds, there was the Shoshana was the theater owner in Paris, and there was that German soldier that just kept on tried to spit some game on her, and she was like, I don't want anything to do with you. You're a German soldier. That's Daniel Bruhl there. Or he played like the main bad guy in Captain America: Civil War there. But anyway, so it's kind of a star-studded cast here in Eden. And the plot of this story actually is based on a true story. This did actually happen for the most part. I'm sure it being a movie there, they took some dramatic license here and there within this movie. But again, it's a true story. Takes place, I think the captions at the beginning of the movie say this all goes down like in 1928 or 1929. It's in the aftermath of the completion of World War I. And this obviously it's before World War II. And in Germany, these people are escaping Germany. At least most of the people that come to this island called Floriana, that's in the Galápagos Islands. Most of the cast, or most of the characters in this movie, are escaping Germany. Okay, because if you're a reader of history, you know that Germany was, it wasn't exactly paradise after World War I. I mean, they were the main protagonists. They were the main enemy during World War I, and all the other countries that lost thousands and thousands of people to this war that Germany started in World War I. As you would imagine, they were none too happy with Germany. Okay, so they let Germany have it. Like after World War I was over with, Germany was in a depression. Everyone's starving, everyone's poor, and that gave birth to, eventually the Nazi Party and all that stuff. But all that to say, just, I basically should have just kept it nice and short. Germany was a bad place to be in, okay? So then you have all these people in this movie here, most of the people, they're like, I'm done with Germany. I heard about this guy, this Dr. Ritter, played by Jude Law, who escaped Germany or got out of Germany and went to this remote island in the Pacific in the Galápagos Islands to start over. And that's where I'm going. I'm inspired by this guy. And so that's where Sydney Sweeney and Daniel Bruhl's characters come in. Sydney Sweeney's character is named Margaret, and Daniel Bruhl, his character is named Heinz. Okay, no connection to the ketchup. Okay, as far as I know. Okay, and so they go to this island. Of course, Jude Law is Dr. Ritter. They're surprised as hell when Heinz and Margaret walk up. They're like, hey, how you guys doing? Hey, yeah, we just showed up here on this island. We heard about your story, and we're inspired by you. We just want to come to this island. And, hey, congratulations. You have us as your neighbors now. And, of course, Jude Law and Vanessa Kirby are like, what? We thought we had this island to ourselves. That's why we came here, for isolation. That's what we wanted. And so now we've got, these German goofs coming in here and interrupting our isolation, basically, our tranquility. And then, so Jude Law, kind of like sabotages, he's kind of like, hampers or so he thinks, the settlement of Sydney Sweeney and Daniel Bruhl's characters in this, and something goes down with that. So basically all that to say is Dr. Ritter, played by Jude Law, is no friend to this couple here. And then later on, Ana De Armas shows up, and, again, her character is known as the Baroness. She shows up with her two boy toys and a architect, a builder, because she wants to build a hotel on the island. And so she shows up, and she adds her own special annoying presence to the proceedings here on the island. And of course, it's a remote Pacific island, so it's fraught with danger and formidable critters that'll kill you, and even from the big critters to the small critters and whatnot. So it's just a story of survival, not just of all the elements on the island, but of other human beings on the island. And I'm not going to go into any more of the plot than that. If you want at least a little bit more than that, just watch the trailer to Eden right there, and you'll get the idea from that. So, all right, let's see here. And hey, there we go. Unfolding Joker. Hey, my man. Hey, been a long time there, Unfolding Joker. Since I've heard from you right there. Hey, it's good to know you're, hey, good to know you're still alive. So thanks for joining the show here, and even more for getting in the live chat there. Absolutely. And so I'm going to try to make this out. It says, if you've ever streamed a movie at your home instead of the theater to avoid obnoxious crummy hippos, then go ahead and smash the Rumble repost follow and share. Motherfuckers. And there you go. Good to see you there as well. So yeah, it's that's a problem that some people find going to theaters, as you do, run into some annoying people. Now, I do hear stories about this all the time. I mean, okay, and as you would imagine, Unfolding Joker, since I'm a movie critic, I go to movies a lot more than your average person, right? And I'll say, man, even like, with me going to the movies as much as I have, and I used to live in a big city, Dallas, Fort Worth, and now I live in a much smaller town here now. But between the small city and the big city and whatnot, I've only had, just the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of movies that I've seen in the theater. Out of all those hundreds and hundreds of movies, I've had like maybe 2 instances where somebody did something like annoying, like, being on their cell phone or talking during the movie or anything like that. So I think, like, I think, to me, just from my standpoint, I can't speak for anybody else, but that whole, like, don't go to the movies because people are talking or they're on their cell phones or something. I think that's like an internet trope. Okay. Now, that's not to say that doesn't happen, but I think, like, people, like putting a post out there about someone being annoying in a movie, it does get clicks. All right. It's interesting right there. So I think, like, people posting about that on the internet makes it seem like that happens more often than it does, because it makes for a good story, right? Like, you put a post out there on accident, I had these bunch of black people in here talking and yelling during the movie and all that. And I was just like, it's like, does that happen? Yeah, it happens, but not near as much as you would think. All right, there, and that happens. Go to a different theater. I mean, like, say for instance, I lived in Dallas Fort Worth, and there's a prominently black part of the town called Oak Cliff. All right, now if I always went to a movie theater in the Oak Cliff section, and there was a bunch of black people talking to during a lot of the movies I saw, you know what? I'm not a mastermind. I'm not a genius, but I think what I would do is ding, 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 ding. Maybe switch theaters. All right. Like, if you don't want a bunch of black people talking to your movies, maybe not go to the theater in the prominently black part of town. All right. So there you go. And that to say is, I've seen some, white trash people talking during movies too. So this is not about a particular skin color or anything like that. But Unfolding Joker, to your point, yes, that does happen there. So absolutely. So, and hey, Linda Ring 87, I appreciate you lurking here. Good to see you up in here there. And hey, bed bug issues at the theaters. Oh, that's a new one on me. I love it. There you go. But yeah, hopefully Linda Ring 87 and Unfolding Joker, you guys are enjoying the show right there. And again, this is a spoiler-free review, so you guys don't have to worry about ruining or having the movie ruined there for you. So had a bit of a panic moment there for a second. When that happens, like when you click on a button accidentally on your PC or your laptop or whatever, and then all your internet windows go away. That just happened to me about 5 seconds ago. So if you saw a slightly panicked look on my face there, that was why. I was like, where did everything go? But now everything's back. So there we go. All right. Pressing on here. And you know what? I'm going to toast to you guys being in the live chat right here. Excellent. All right. So let's talk some more Eden, shall we? And so Eden is a watchable movie once. All right. It loses the big thing it has going for it. The threat of some truly horrifying things happening on any subsequent watches. Okay. On the first watch, of course, you have no idea what's going to happen. Also, it's dark and it's depressing. And, they really sell that dark and depressing nature to this movie in the trailer, which usually isn't something about a movie that gets people like jumping in their cars and slamming on the gas to get to the theater to see your movie. Okay. Now, of course, you got movies like Schindler's List. I mean, Schindler's List was dark and depressing, but that was a movie that came to us from, the master, right, from Steven Spielberg. And the content of Schindler's List was just so captivating that the media buzz and the civilian word of mouth about Schindler's List all combined to make that movie an iconic chapter in movie history. I still remember to this day how big a pop culture event Schindler's List was, because you couldn't turn on your TV and watch the local news and the national news, or watch a movie, especially a movie-based show without hearing, man, you got to go see Schindler's List. This movie is something else. You're going to remember this movie forever, that kind of thing. So you'd hear that. And of course, that would make you want to go watch the movie, right? That was never going to happen for Eden. I mean, and then about the performances, probably an important thing to talk about in a movie, right? Is, the performances. About those performances, Ana De Armas, she stands out, not just for the usual reason she stands out. She's a total smoke show, but she stands out because her character is pure evil. Okay, all right. Not as bad as like Joy Reid evil, or somebody like that. No, but evil. Okay, and anyone that walks around muttering that they're the human embodiment of perfection is going to be evil, or at least a massive jerk, right? And then we have Jude Law, and he's a jerk too, but in a different way. He's a former medical doctor turned like communist / vegetarian, which I don't know which one is worse. Just kidding. But who pretty much hates other humans all the while he's claiming that he's writing a book that'll save humanity. So you hate human beings, but you're writing a book that's going to save humanity. All right. Someone's going to have to explain that one to me right there, okay? And then we have Vanessa Kirby, and she is about as warm and fuzzy as Jude Law is. And she basically plays his not wife / companion. And she's really depressing because in this movie, she's battling multiple sclerosis. So she's a big barrel of laughs in this movie. And then we have American Eagle Sydney Sweeney, of course, like I said before, and her good genes as the wife to Daniel Bruhl, as I said before. And like I said, they were inspired by Jude Law's character to come to this island called Floriana. And they try to survive on the island. Again, Dr. Ritter, Jude Law's character, is trying to sabotage their efforts. And, he's having an evil good time, doing it right there. And then we have Sydney Sweeney's character. As far as, the character arc department goes, her character has the most interesting character arc, and and it shines through at the end. Her character does shine at the end of the movie there. She also is the regrettable star, though, of one of the most anguishing scenes in the movie. I'm not going to tell you what happens during that scene there. I'm just going to say there's a reason they don't let wild dogs in delivery rooms. That's all I'm going to say. That I'm going to leave it as cryptic as that right there. Okay, absolutely. And all right, let's do this here real quick because I want to switch things up here, and just want to remind you that there is this thing called the like button down there. There's the like button right on there, down there, wherever it's at, left, right, wherever you're at. Go ahead and click on that like button there if you would. And that's only if you're compelled to. I mean, if you're hating my show, if you straight hate my show with the heat of 1,000 suns, well, just still click that like button there if you would. Okay, there you go. And then also, if you haven't already, go ahead and click the subscribe or follow button. That's also down there as well. And that's all, again, only if you haven't already. And you can do that on Rumble or YouTube there. Or if you're watching the show after the fact on X or something like that, go ahead and with that, subscribe to my X profile. That's under @Movies Merica there. Okay. And then also, while you're still down there pressing buttons, there's a notification bell button down there as well. And again, click that only if you haven't already. But all that's going to do is it's just going to send you an email when there's a Movies Merica episode ready for you, coming piping hot, fresh, sizzling out of the oven for your consumption. Okay. And again, it just sends you an email. That's it. So nothing more intrusive than that. Not going to send like a marching band to your house, to let you know that there's a new Movies Merica episode available to you. That's just not in the budget right now for Movies Merica. I can't afford a whole marching band for everybody that clicks on that notification bell. Someday, maybe. Someday. But who knows? You never know. So, but that would be very cool, though. I think that would actually might give me a little bit of notoriety on Rumble and YouTube. Like, hey, have you seen the Movies Merica show? Yeah. When you click on the notification bell, you normally just get an email. This guy sends a marching band to your house to let you know there's a new episode. Oh my God. So that would be very, very cool. But no, it's not in the budget right now at this time. All right. And then also to anybody that's watching the recording of this episode, if you didn't have a chance to watch it live, well, hey, first off, thanks for watching. How you doing? And just to let you know, we can still communicate back and forth with each other. We just have to do it via the comments section down below. You just got to get in the comment section. And let me know. Hey, let me know what you think, what you thought of Eden, if you've seen it. Or let me know of any questions you have about Eden. Or, hey, let me know what your favorite Ron Howard movie is. He's got a whole lot, right? He's got, Ransom and Apollo 13 and A Beautiful Mind and Splash and Cocoon and all these great movies, right? So let me know what your favorite Ron Howard movie is. Or hell, you can comment about whatever you want down there, all right? It's a free comment section down there. You can put whatever comment down there you want. They're all you want, as I'm trying to stifle a beer burp over here. So it's not looking good while I'm trying to do that. But anyway, enough about that here. And let me double check here. I want to make sure I am not missing anybody up in here. And let's do that because I don't want to be that guy that let's get this out of here. Let's move that. There we go. See if I can get up here. I hate that when I'm trying to find a window here and I can't find it. There we go. Let's try that. There we go. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Okay. Excellent. It's all about, owning the internet, not letting the internet own you over here. That's what I'm talking about. So, okay, let's move on, shall we? All right, let's get into some more of that Eden. There you go. I was about to say good old Eden, but I don't know if I'd really call it good old Eden here. But so to the director, Ron Howard. All right, I just mentioned Ron Howard. Ron Howard, he doesn't make the big event movies he used to make. Or, and maybe the movie environment is different nowadays. And where, maybe 25, 30 years ago, people would have heard that Eden was a Ron Howard movie and rushed out to see it. But those days are gone there, people. I'm sad to say those days are gone. It used to be you heard, hey, there's this new movie called Cinderella Man from Ron Howard. We got to go see it. And you'd burn rubber getting into the theater. Not anymore. Now, that's not to say that, Ron Howard doesn't make good movies anymore. I mean, they're just kind of more under the radar, like his recent 13 Lives movie that was pretty much more like an Amazon Prime movie. There are 13 Lives. That's the one where, Colin Farrell and who's God, I hate this one. I have a brain fart moment over here. So Colin Farrell, I think, did it have Ed Harris in it? Colin Farrell, who's the other guy over? Oh, Viggo Mortensen. Viggo Mortensen was in it. I was trying to think, who the hell played Aragorn? But yeah, Viggo Mortensen. So Viggo Mortensen, Colin Farrell's in it, and it's all about like these 13 they weren't Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts. It was like the kind of like the Philippines. It took place in Indonesia or some place like that down in that part of the world. And they went into these caves, and these heavy rains started coming in, and eventually these kids, they couldn't get out of the caves because they got flooded in, and so they were trapped in these way deep in these caves and whatnot. And so the rains just kept on pouring and pouring and pouring, and eventually these kids like, hey, we have no food. I mean, and so they thought these kids were going to die, and so they had to bring in like these divers to come in and try to basically dive and swim their way through these caves and through these very tight spots in the caves that were all flooded in to try to get to these 13 kids. And I think they had like a couple of like their troop leaders or scout leaders or whatever trapped in there with them. It's a very good movie, but that's called 13 Lives. It's a rescue movie, basically, from my description right there. And then Ron Howard also did Hillbilly Elegy recently here, a.k.a. the J.D. Vance story. That, hey, your crazy communist Aunt Patty, I'm sure she loves that movie because it's the story of J.D. Vance, right? But Hillbilly Elegy, that was a great movie as well with Amy Adams and Glenn Close was in that. A great movie. Don't believe what your liberal Aunt Patty tells you about that movie. It's a great movie. So all that to say that Ron Howard does make good movies still. They're just more under the radar. They didn't get like the big notoriety that Apollo 13 or Backdraft or Cinderella Man or those kind of movies got. Cocoon. Those movies got right there. And Howard had a good run as a director that wasn't, he was a director that was basically in the spotlight from like 1984 to 2009. Regrettably, those days are gone, all right? And I think Eden is going to sink him even further, but I have a feeling that Howard doesn't really care. I mean, he actually divides his movie directing time with documentary directing time, so he's not quite as passionate, or at least he doesn't seem like he's as passionate about making expertly entertaining movies anymore. I mean, he just like an example of a documentary he just did was I think it was called like We Feed People, and it was about how that Jose Andres, that chef, goes around the world to disasters and he feeds people. So documentaries like that. Also did a documentary about how the town named Paradise in California recovered from the wildfires back in 2018 there. So documentaries like that. So Ron Howard's got to do documentaries now, or I think he just exclusively made feature films for theaters and whatnot. And Eden is evidence of the fact that, he's not really passionate about making expertly entertaining movies anymore there, because Eden is not particularly entertaining, at least not after the first time. The first time you see it, it's kind of got some entertainment value because, you don't know what's going to happen right there, okay? Now, if you want to see like a more entertaining island survival story, go ahead and check out the movie called Triangle of Sadness that came out a few years ago. I think it got nominated for a Best Picture Oscar there. It probably, I guess, the most famous person that's in Triangle of Sadness is Woody Harrelson. But it's an hilarious movie. It's a movie that makes it's a commentary on the haves and the have-nots, right? And the second part of the movie Triangle of Sadness is like this island survival story. It's very entertaining, and so that kept my attention. Okay, but with Eden, not really. Kind of bored me a little bit right there, and so that is why I cannot recommend that there. All right, so let's do this here real quick because I'm getting pretty thirsty, and so that's usually my cue to do a little thing we call brew review time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me introduce you to the brew for today. You saw it a little earlier, and it is one Maui Brewing Company Coconut Hiwa Porter. Now, I don't know if I'm saying Hiwa or is it Hiwa or whatever. So, but it's a porter. It's a beer, okay? And let me get that a little closer there for you. There you go. Maui Brewing Company Coconut Hiwa Porter. And this is an American porter. This is the mode of beer or the type of beer this is. And it's a robust dark porter here is what this is. And it's got like this mocha coffee flavor to it. And the mocha coffee flavor by far is like the most prominent flavor to this beer. It's spiced with like this smoked coconut there, or roasted coconut, I should say. And it kind of implies, like, we look at the marketing and look at the description, it kind of implies that the toasted coconut should be just as prominent as the mocha coffee flavor. Not to me. Not to me. I think, yeah, the mocha coffee is the most prominent. It's the flavor that I noticed the most in this beer. And then I can kind of taste a little bit to a small degree the toasted coconut in it. But I pretty much, I taste more like mocha coffee and then like some like dark malt in there in this as well. I also get kind of like a nutmeg spice flavor to this here as well. Now, I would comment on the nose here and let you know whether or not maybe like the toasted coconut you could smell as part of the nose, but unfortunately, yours truly is a little stuffed up right now, so my sense of smell is a little on the struggle bus right there. So I can't really give you good analysis on the nose on this beer right there, but but as far as like the consistency to it, it's not too thick. All right, it's not going to be like drinking a chocolate shake or something like that. No one wants to drink that when they're trying to drink a beer. Okay, so it's got a nice consistency to it, not too thick, not too thin. A porter is one of your thicker, stronger types of beers there, along with your stouts and that kind of thing. So it's going to have some thickness and richness to it, but it's not too thick, not too rich whatsoever. Now, the fact that it's a porter, it does pair well with like dark, like with chocolate desserts or other rich flavored desserts, and it also goes pretty good with barbecue as well. So, and I am not getting any money from Maui Brewing Company for this. So what you're hearing from me is completely objective. I'm not getting any funds, any monetary motivation to be kissing this beer's ass or anything like that. Now, I just honestly like this beer, and it's one of the lighter porters that I've had, and I say that as a compliment. It's not too thick, and so that's very much a compliment right there. It comes in on the alcohol by volume scale at 6.0, and it's a 30 on the IBU scale there. IBU stands for International Bitterness Units right there, and usually that pertains more to like IPAs, beers, IPAs, double IPAs, beers that have more hops in there, and they have that more hoppy, bitter flavor. And this does not have that consistency, that property to it whatsoever. This is more of a porter here, so that's why it's so low on the IBU scale there. But anyway, enough of me yapping about this. Let me get a tug off this bad boy. All right, so not too shabby, not too bad. I'll give you 3 guesses as far as where it's brewed at. You're probably only going to need one of those guesses, though. So, but yeah, grab yourself some Maui Brewing Company Coconut and Iowa Porter. You can probably get it like on an app like Open Bar. Again, Open Bar is an app on your phone. Maybe Uber Eats can get it in your area as well. I tell you that because I don't want to be hogging all this porter for myself. I want you to be able to get your hands on it as well. All right. Okay, so that has been Brew Review time. All right, let's do this here. And I'm going to let you guys know that we do have this thing called Movies Merica merch. All right, absolutely. And the prominent item with the Movies Merica merch is, of course, Movies Merica t-shirts that you can get in a number of colors. But we also have like Movies Merica shot glasses and pint glasses and jewelry and smartphone cases, all kinds of stuff right there. I mean, I don't know if you can get like a Movies Merica muffler or a Movies Merica battery. I don't think we're into the auto parts quite yet. Maybe someday, but there's a number of things, excuse me, that you can get with the Movies Merica logo emblazoned on it. And the way that you're going to find out what you can get with the Movies Merica logo emblazoned on it is if you click on the Movies Merica merch link down in the description. It's right down there. Okay, so it's down in the description. Click that Movies Merica merch link there, and then once you get in there, you might have to scroll down a little bit to get to see some Movies Merica merch. Maybe not. It might be up at the top. It's kind of touch and go. But yeah, get in there and check out the Movies Merica merch right there. It makes for a great conversational piece, okay? Because I go out and I'll try to promote my show by wearing a Movies Merica t-shirt. And I get comments about it like, "Hey, that's a nice t-shirt. Like, tell me about Movies Merica." I mean, I like saying that. It kind of rolls off the tongue, and they kind of comment about how fun it is to say Movies Merica because the alliteration and that kind of thing. And I tell them, what it is, and I show them. Like, I'll have them bust out their phone and bust out Rumble, and oh yeah, here's how you get the show, and here's how you hit the follow button, and or for people that have never even heard of Rumble and they don't want to bother themselves with getting a Rumble app, on their phone. I'll show them where the show's at on YouTube and get them to follow the show on YouTube there as well. But and you know what? I have to say, fellas, it's been a couple of hot ladies that I've gotten the comments from right there. So if you're a single dude, all right, and maybe you want a good conversation starter with a smoke show, all right, there you some true dimes. Then hey, you could probably do worse than go out and get yourself a Movies Merica t-shirt and wear that thing around town. All right, there. So there you go. All right. So I don't, if that doesn't sell it, I don't know what will. Okay. Also, yeah, I should mention Movies Merica merch makes great gifts as well. There you go. All right, let's do this here and let's get into some. Let me do it again. Well, let's get into some random thoughts. There you go. I got a little itchy with the trigger finger right there. Okay, and so some random thoughts about Eden is I kept thinking some of the musical score of this movie sounded like the score to the Dune movies. Okay, the recent Dune movies directed by Denis Villeneuve, right? And there's a reason for that. The score to Eden was done by none other than Hans Zimmer, who does the Dune movie soundtracks there. So, and this is the 9th Ron Howard movie that Hans Zimmer has done the score for. The first being his fantastic Backdraft score right there. And just thinking about his very cool score for Backdraft and how awesome that movie is makes me want to watch Backdraft again there. So, and another random thought I have about this movie, Eden, is one of the characters in this movie based on a true story, and again, this movie is based on a true story, is what I'm trying to say there, is famous L.A. oil and real estate tycoon G. Allen Hancock. And G. Allen Hancock, he discovered oil on his family property that's in L.A., and his family property just happened to have the famous La Brea tar pits on it. And at some point, he donated the La Brea tar pits that have the fossilized dinosaurs in it and all that. He donated that to the city of Los Angeles, a number of years ago. Okay, because this all took place in the 20s and 30s and stuff. And his only condition to donating the part of the property that had the La Brea tar pits on it is any fossils that they find in there. He said that the fossils had to be put on display for everyone in the public to be able to see right there. And G. Allen Hancock, he was also a marine scientist and an explorer who often took one of his 2 ships to the Pacific coast of South America and also the Galápagos Islands, which is why he's briefly in this movie right there. And if you watch the movie, it'll explain how he fits into the movie there. But it's G. Allen Hancock. I guess he's just this prominent guy that helped develop the Los Angeles area back in the day. They're kind of like the Gettys. You get the Getty Center in L.A. That's because the Gettys were prominent in L.A. there as well. So, but that's just some random thoughts there in the show. All right, let me double check here and make sure. And Unfolding Joker's like, this guy. There you go. Absolutely. I have the appreciate the input on that. I know I do go off on my tangents from time to time. There you go. So that's how I roll here. But hey, that's what I'm going to do, man. That's my nature. There you go. Just to remind you guys here, actually, right now, I want to let you guys know that, of course, I have my Movies Merica spoiler warning show coming up here on Thursday. And we'll be, of course, talking about Eden in that movie or in that episode. And I'm going to be doing more of a deep dive. I'm going to be busting out the scalpel and doing an autopsy on the Ron Howard movie Eden here. So, yeah, if you want some more in-depth information and analysis about Eden, you're going to find that on Movies Merica. Spoiler warning, this Thursday night there. And that comes on Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Mountain, and 4 p.m. Pacific time, or specific time there, if you don't know how to speak English. Okay. And also, speaking of my Movies Merica spoiler warning show, if you haven't seen it already, check out my most recent episode from a few nights ago, where I had Christian Toto, the acclaimed movie critic, on the episode here, and he was helping me talk about some Nobody 2, and then we also talked Raising Arizona, because Raising Arizona is one of Christian's favorite movies. And if you don't know who Christian Toto is, you've seen him on the Megyn Kelly show. He's on there every once in a while. He's on the Adam Carolla show. He's been on Fox News. He's been on Pop Culture Crisis on Tim Pool's network there as well. So Christian Toto was kind enough to be a guest again, because that was his second appearance on my show. And I always like having Christian Toto on the show here to talk some serious movie action with me. And so that was the most recent episode Thursday night there. So look for that episode there, all about Nobody 2, where, Christian Toto was my special guest there. But going into the future, this Thursday, yes, check out the Movies Merica spoiler warning show this Thursday night, all about the Ron Howard movie Eden. And, of course, I'll be saluting a veteran in that episode as part of my movie military moments. And I'll be doing another brewery review time. And I just might do a top 5 Ron Howard movie list. A top 5 Ron Howard movie list. All right? And that doesn't tantalize you to check out the show on Thursday night live. All right? I don't know what will. And I can guarantee you this. All right? I'm gonna end the suspense for you on this one. Eden will not be in the top 5. Okay? It most certainly will not. No, it will not. But anyway, and then also, if you can't catch, the episode this Thursday live, or the episode on, anyway, if you can't catch it live, feel free to watch the recording of it. And that goes for any of my episodes, my past episodes. I got a whole ton of Movies Merica episodes from the past here on my Movies Merica channels. I got, a couple of them on Rumble and then on YouTube as well. And you can go to my my @MoviesMerica profile on X, and you can watch old episodes there as well. And those episodes, actually, they do come in handy still, because how many times have you been, switching on Hulu or Netflix or Amazon Prime or, HBO Max, and you see a movie that came out like 5 years ago or whatever, and you're like, man, I just don't know if this movie is good. I mean, I see these critics like it, but movie critics, usually they're a bunch of like uppity, woke, commie movie critics, and really their reviews mean nothing. They basically I value their opinion about a movie about 0%. Okay, but so I want kind of more of the common man perspective on this movie that I'm thinking about watching here on Hulu or Netflix. I wonder if Movies Merica, aka Van Ebert, that'd be this guy. I wonder if he's done a review on this movie, and then you can just go to like Movies Merica on Rumble or YouTube or X, and just search, Movies Merica and then the name of the movie, and I guarantee you the episode, if I've done an episode on that movie, is going to pop up, and you can see what a common man thinks about the movie right there. And you might save yourself 2.5 hours of your time, or however long the movie is right there. Or you might hear me raving about the movie, and you'd be like, hey, I was kind of on the fence about watching Gran Turismo or like Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2 or whatever. And now I know I should watch it because, Movies Merica was raving about it. There you go. So anyway, so that's all that to sell you guys watching my my old episodes, all right, and my future episodes there as well. And as you guys know, if you watch my Movies Merica live show here, if you've seen, a previous episode of this show here, you know that one of my more prominent segments on the show is this movie a woke after school special segment? Okay. And it's time for that right here, boys and girls. And is Eden a woke after school special? No, it is not. It is not. Now, sure, Dr. Ritter, played by Jude Law, he spews out a bunch of like Marxist, communist garbage, but the movie makes him so much of a pathetic cartoon character, it's impossible to take him seriously and buy what he's trying to sell in this. Now, contrary to that, Eden is surprisingly pro-family. Like I was mentioning, Sydney Sweeney and Daniel Bruhl's characters, Margaret and Heinz, they're married, okay? And their family is a big part of that pro-family message in this, okay? Because she gets pregnant while she's there on the island, Margaret, that is. And it's a very pro-family message in this. So I found that refreshing, okay? And the plot of the movie, to the contrary, so to the other side of the family plot, the plot of the movie actually casts a bad light on those who just simply look out for themselves and aren't part of a true family unit there. So, but yeah, I was surprised. I mean, towards the end of the movie, like, wow, okay, this is a movie that sends a message about how having family, having the companionship of a family, and having that love that links you together, that binds family members together, is a special thing. Is something that helps you through the toughest of times, right there. And and I can attest to that too. My family helps me through tough times. We help each other through tough times. And this movie has that theme to it. So I was pleasantly surprised. So it is definitely not a woke after school special. Quite to the contrary, it's got a pro-family message there. So I definitely was pleasantly surprised by that. So there you go. All right. And now is when I let you guys know that, hey, if you are appreciating what I'm doing right here, if you're picking up what I'm putting down with, warning you away from bad movies and turning you on to good movies and warning you whether a movie's a woke after school special or not, stuff like that. If you appreciate that enough to throw a $1 or $2 my way, well, I'm about to let you know how you can do that. Very easy, okay? So if you're checking me out on Rumble, and, if you're on there, all you have to do is if you bring up the live chat, which consists of clicking a button on Rumble that says chat. I know it's very difficult. So if you click on that chat button to bring up the live chat window, down at the bottom where you type in your live chat message, there's a button with a $sign on it. And you just click on that. Now, it's not going to automatically take your money there. No, it still brings up another window where it asks you how much you want to donate. Now, at that point, you could still click out and not donate any money. But if you want to continue, you just put in how much you want to donate to this guy right here. And that's it. Very easy, okay? So bring up the live chat window, scroll down to where you type in the live chat message, click the $sign button, pick how much money you want to donate. That's it. Very easy. And then on the YouTube side of things, in the live chat window there, again, just scroll down to the very bottom where you type in your live chat message, where you type in your live chat, and click on a button that has a dollar bill on it. Excuse me. And so when you do that, again, it's going to ask you how much you want to donate, and that's it. Very simple, very easy right there. And again, that's only if you're compelled to. If you don't feel I've earned it, totally understand that. Totally cool. I just appreciate you giving the show a chance and watching for a minute or two or a few minutes or whatever, or lurking like Lindy Rig 87 is doing. And for the uninitiated, lurking just means you have the show on in the background while you're doing something else, okay? Even if you have the show muted, that's what we call lurking, and it helps me out. That's something you can do, and I appreciate Lindy Rig 87 doing it, and anybody else that's lurking, I appreciate them doing that as well, and that's one thing that I encourage everybody to do, especially with my Thursday night show, because my Thursday night show has spoilers, and I know people don't want movies spoiled. So with the Thursday night show and then this Sunday show, you can do this with both shows. Just if you're busy with something else, just fire up this show. Just hit the play button, or have the window or have the show on. Okay, so when the show comes on, just have the show on, and then you can just mute it and then go off and do whatever you need to do. Maybe you need to cook dinner for the family, or go out in the driveway and wash your car or something like that. And you're able to get what you need to get done, and you're helping this guy out because you're giving me what they call watch minutes. Like not watch minutes, like how long people watch. That kind of watch minutes right there. And YouTube and Rumble are none the wiser right there. So I appreciate you doing that for all my shows there. Now, also one thing you can do is, even with like my past episodes, like if you fire up my Movies Merica channel or one of the Movies Merica channels, if you get in there, you can actually just click on an episode there and just let it play, and then go off and do whatever you want. You can even mute the episode. And and that helps me out there as well. Because even though it's an old episode, I still get the watch minutes metric helped out by that. So, and that costs you absolutely no money. It's absolutely free for you to do that. And I do that for other shows too, like Linda Ring 87 show. And we've got Unfolding Joker in here, and I'm sure he's a nice enough guy to do that and that kind of thing. So I do that for my friends' shows on Rumble and YouTube. I'll just, like when it comes to mine, like, oh, hey, I should fire up some of Lindy Rig 87 shows and, at least mute it, and then I can go off and do something else, and it helps Lindy Rig. And other friends that have shows other friends of mine, I should say, that have shows, and I do the exact same thing for them because it costs me no money whatsoever. So anyway, enough about that. I know you're like, man, Van, you sure do know how to ramble, but enough about that. All right, so my final thoughts on Eden, and if you've paid at least a little attention to what I've been saying here in this episode, I'm sure you could guess my final thoughts. And my final thoughts are: don't go see this movie at the theater. Don't. Save your money, save your shekels, save your pesos. Do not go see Eden at the movie theater whatsoever. It is not worth it. Okay, and it's not really getting a very big release at theaters anyway. I think it got released in like 663 theaters. I mean, that's piddly. That's piddly. I was surprised it was playing in my area. And the theater that I was in, it was like the little dinky, rinky-dinky, theater at my local theater here. There, so, but I was surprised. But yeah, it's not playing in very many theaters because I'm sure theater owners are like, nah, I can't see very many people in this area going to see that movie right there. And again, that fact, it just supports my earlier point that Ron Howard movies, they just don't get the notoriety and the hype that they used to get 30 years ago. I mean, like, it's not, the days of Cocoon and Splash and Backdraft and Apollo 13 anymore for Ron Howard. So those days were a long, long time ago, and them days aren't right now. That is for sure. Okay. Okay, let's see here. I want to make sure I'm not missing out on anybody there as we get ready to wrap up this episode, this here episode of Movies Merica Live right there. But just let me make a simple request from a simple man, and that is if you would follow me, my Movies Merica accounts, that is, on various platforms. Like, so you can find the account named Movies Merica on platforms like Rumble. Now, if you go on Rumble, you're probably going to see like multiple Movies Merica channels there. And hey, just go ahead and feel free to just follow or subscribe to all the channels there on Rumble. And then I'm also on Gab under Movies Merica. I have a Movies Merica page and group on Facebook, or you can just look for me under Van Ebert on Facebook and follow me there as well. And I'm on X X there as well under @Movies Merica, and you can check me out there. So, and hey, I appreciate that. There you go. We got there you go. The kitty reposting this stream right there. I appreciate you doing that right there. How generous, and good to see you. Good to see you there, kitty. And I thought I heard a meow going on there. So, all right. So, but so all that to say, yeah, go ahead and follow me on all these on all these platforms right there, like Gab and Rumble and X and Facebook there as well. So, and I will, if you let me know that you followed me on any of those platforms, and you can let me know by DMing me on my @Movies Merica X account right there. DM for the uninitiated, DM stands for direct message. And how you do that on X is if you get to my @Movies Merica account on X, kind of up towards the top, there's a button that has an envelope on there. And when you click on that, that just gives you the opportunity to direct message me. And then when you do that, you can just get on there and go, hey, Van, I followed you on this platform and that platform and that platform and that platform. So follow me back there, you bastard. And I will follow you back because, hey, you're nice enough to follow me. And it costs neither of us any money whatsoever to do that. So and there you go. It's just helping each other out there, just like Kitty helped me out with reposting this stream right there. And again, hey, that's another thing you can do is like just find a link to any of my episodes and repost them on your accounts on whatever platform you're on right there. Very easy. There you go. Hey, I know how to do it. And if I know how to do it, it's very easy. There you go. All right, so let's get ready to wrap up this episode there. And again, this Thursday night, Movies Merica spoiler warning there at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, 5 Mountain, and 4 Pacific. But for right now, get out there, people. Those movies aren't going to watch themselves. See ya. Howdy, my movie maniacs and my fellow freedom-fueled film fanatics. Would you do me a favor and check me out at solo.to/moviesmerica? That's where you would go for a one-stop shop for all the links that have to do with me, Movies Merica. And then also, if you want to check out the audio-only podcast versions of my Movies Merica live episodes, that's my spoiler-free reviews that I do on Sunday, you can go to moviesmerica.com or Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, places like that. And then, actually, if you would also check me out on the social media sites like X and Instagram and Facebook and Gab. And I'm on those locations all under @Movies Merica. So it is very easy to find me out there, all right? So get to it, everybody. All right, thanks for watching. Later.
Hey guys, don't leave the video quite yet. Okay, I've got the popo. They're coming after me, and I don't have much time to tell you, but you need to like and subscribe this video right here down below. It's right down there. It's just waiting. It's waiting for you down there, okay? And make sure you watch these videos over here too. You'll be doing me a big favor. I'll be in handcuffs pretty soon. All right, thanks for watching.